Welcome to CBT News with Shyann Malone.
Good morning and welcome to the CBT News Daily Newscast. I'm Shyann Malone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Here with today's top automotive headlines is Chris Riggins.
Thanks, Shyann. On today's show, we're joined by Bernie Moreno, a 2024 Senate candidate and former car dealer. But first, Honda's U.S. sales rose in November thanks to consistent demand and improving supply chains. The Japanese brand sold just over 106,000 vehicles, a year-over-year gain of 32.8%. This increase was primarily driven by truck sales, which jumped 39% from November 2022. Electric, hybrid, and fuel cell vehicles accounted for roughly 23% of Honda's monthly U.S. sales total, while the automaker continued to see strong demand for its top-selling CR-Vs, Integras, and Civics. The models are currently the subject of an NHTSA probe investigating reports of defective steering wheels. Kia America has broken its previous sales record for the month of November as the South Korean brand and its parent company Hyundai continue to gain momentum in the U.S. By the end of the month, the automaker sold 58,338 vehicles, an increase of 3%, boosted in part by a massive surge in EV sales. November marks the 16th consecutive month of rising Kia sales. Thanks to strong U.S. demand, the brand is already ahead of its annual record, with 1 month left to close out the year. According to the automotive analytics platform iSeeCars.com, demand and prices for new and used vehicles have started to normalize. Compared to 2022, pre-owned cars are now 5.1% cheaper, but sell slightly faster, spending roughly 49 days on the market as opposed to 55. New cars are taking slightly longer to sell, but have proven more resilient to falling prices. EVs continue to perform poorly in the new and used markets, apart from top sellers such as Tesla Model 3 and the Chevy Bolt. Used EV prices have fallen 33.7%, while new battery-powered cars take 3 times longer to sell than the industry average. Tax credit qualifications for U.S. electric vehicles are expected to shift in 2024 thanks to new guidance issued last week by the Biden administration. While multiple models using foreign components are at risk of losing the full rebate, revisions will affect some brands less than others. Citing its strong domestic supply chain, General Motors noted it was, quote, well-positioned to maintain the customer purchase incentive into 2024. On the other hand, 2 of Tesla's best-selling vehicles, the Model 3 rear-wheel drive and long-range variants, will qualify for only half of the $7,500 credit once the new rules go into effect in January. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is Bernie Moreno, Senate candidate and former auto dealer, to discuss his insights into the car business and U.S. politics. We'll be right back.
Well, if you're not already subscribed to CBT News, now is the perfect time to do it. For over a decade, CBT has brought you exclusive and in-depth interviews with dealer principals, OEM executives, industry analysts, and top-level sales and management trainers. Join the thousands of automotive professionals that rely on CBT News for the insights that drive profits and maximize the bottom line. Subscribe today.
Hey, let me back up here a little bit and mention that you have been endorsed by J.D. Vance, who is your fellow, or soon to be your fellow senator there out of Ohio, right? And then also Senator Mike Lee jumped in with his support, and some notable others as well. So you've got some momentum through this thing, right?
Oh, yeah, we have 35 national endorsements. So in addition, Marco Rubio, Lee Zeldin, Senator Norm Coleman, Charlie Kirk, Kerry Lake, 15 of President Trump's ambassadors, Kash Patel. So we get a great assortment of national endorsements. But Jim, we also have 500 endorsements from every corner of Ohio. Wow. And of course, the most important endorsement of all is the one we want, which is the voters of Ohio. And that's what we work on every single day. So we travel about 2,000 miles a week to every corner of Ohio, meet people, have events day in and day out. And that's what we're focused on.
That's fantastic. Since you mentioned Trump, I will go there for just a second. Obviously, he's a very polarizing figure, as you know, I'm sure there in Ohio, and that speaks for the rest of the country as well. But listen, if he is convicted, he's up against 91 charges here, but if he's convicted, should he run? Should he step down? If he does run, do you support him? Where do you stand on that?
Well, these charges are all basically election interference, political charges. You look at the case in New York, where the judge is saying that Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million. I'll take it, right? I think we'll all buy Mar-a-Lago for
You'll double it.
$18
You'll go to
million,
36
even
if you
we
have
don't
to.
have it, by the way. It doesn't matter if we have it or not, but we'll buy it for $18 million. If he announced tomorrow that he wasn't running for president, all these charges would be dropped. I think at the end of the day, we have to restore faith in our justice system. And it's pretty clear that Joe Biden's going after his political opponent. It shouldn't be the case. I don't think the cases are going to go anywhere. At the end of the day, I support President Trump. He's encouraged me to run. He's very popular here in Ohio for good reasons. And I think he'll win the primary and win the general election.
Well, that does it for our show today, but we do invite you right back here tomorrow morning on CBTnews.com. Stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry by following us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm Shyann Malone, and on behalf of all of us at CBT News, thanks for watching and see you next time.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.